Okay. Okay, this session is recorded now. Recording of this webinar will be sent later on to your email addresses which you input during the registration. Okay, small information about the Future Network Development. This is a company, well-recognized international consulting company who is implementing the TILOS project management in many countries, over the 80 countries with the local representatives. And today, let me start our presentation. So, who is the Linear Project? Linear Project is the owner of the TILOS software, which is a German-based program, which is founded in 1991. TILOS was developed by the high demand of the clients and the customers. It is available more than 10 languages. And also it's 10 major European construction companies use TILOS this. So it's been decided that the TILOS is a market leader for all linear scheduling software in construction. Here are some construction companies who use TILOS in Germany. Top 10 construction companies use TILOS except the one, and all over the world. The companies like Vinci, Bechtel, Hochfield, FCC, Skanska, Strabag, Taisei, Obayashi Corporation. So we have a Asia customer map who uses TILOS. It's not only used in Europe, but also in Asia. In India, we have a big customer, TILOS user, Ircon or Larsen & Toubro. Then in Singapore, LTA, in China, and of course the other part is Japan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, South Korea. TILOS has also big demand in the Middle East. The countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Oman. Okay, the linear project characteristics. As we know that the linear project characteristics refers to the projects like the pipeline, railway, highway, tunneling, engineer and transmission lines projects, and it has an axis which goes along with the work is performed. We all know that the linear projects has a repetitive activities which goes all along the length of the project, and our goal is to optimize the productivity rate, reduce the project duration, visualization of the project area, and minimizing the overall cost. So in which industry we can implement TILOS? Here are the sample reports. Reports for the transmission line projects. We have a transmission line project, the highway and road bridge project, the railway project, the pipeline project, high-rise building project, and metro and tunnel project. And so as you can see, the TILOS can be used at any linear project. So what is the benefits of the using TILOS? The main benefit is that in order to have the 40-page report, like in Primavera MS project, you can see all your project in one page. You can see this is the Primavera and this is the TILOS. So you can easily visualize where and when each activity is taking place. So this is a traditional Gantt chart where we have only time. We have activities here, only time, the Gantt chart view, while the TILOS uses a two-dimensional chainage where we have a distance and the time. So later on, I will be explaining how we can analyze this view. So how TILOS works, actually. We have a main working area here. On the top, we have a distance. This is a sample. Let's say we have a 4-kilometer project and it takes 3 months. All this is adjustable. You can put the years, weeks, days, hours. Moreover, to have a more support for our work area, we can illustrate, we can insert the graphical part of the project and also the elevation profile where we have a road level, the cut area, and the fill area. Let's say we have one activity which is starting from 2,600 kilometers and goes right down to the beginning of the project, and it will take 3 months. Okay. Another crew is started from the other side of the bridge. You can see we have a bridge, and by the way, this is intersections. This is a road intersection, this is a rail intersection, and we have a culvert here. And the second part of the crew start working on the topsoil activity from 2,600 or 2,800 until the end of the project, or for the 4,000. TILOS is also can manage not only the linear activities, let's say, but also the structural works as a bridge, for instance. So also the bridge can be set it up as a summary tasks, and it can be also divided to the parts, like we can say the foundation, abutment, and deck. Also, we can see here that we have a cut and fill activities. So the question is actually to you, why this line, the cutting activity, is different from the topsoil activity? Well, as you can probably already recognize that this is one activity which has two breakdown points. So if we look up here, we are able to see that the quantity, the amount of the soil here much less, and it will take less time, around the few days, in order to cut this from 1,200 until the 1,700. Our productivity rate is much higher as we have less amount of the soil removal. Another part is starting from the 1,200 until the 600 kilometers, and we can see here that our quantity is much more, and we have to perform more work here, which takes longer time than the previous part. And as well as the rest of the part, it will take around 1.5 weeks in order to complete it. Here we have, as a hammock task, we have inserted the filling activity. This is a rectangle. We can put any structure. We can put it as a rectangle as well. This picture indicates that we cannot perform any other work until this filling activity is finished. So this is when we do the planning, or we create the activity, we'll be able to see that we cannot perform here. We'll have here the clash. Okay, another activity, let's say we are putting here the grading. The grading will start as more amount of the soil. We can say that it will start from the beginning of the project. It will take 1.5 weeks and will reduce later on, and then we'll finish our testing or stabilization part. Okay, the TILOS has a strong clash detection advantage. This is a simple project, let's say, the illustration of the project. On the middle, we have the area which, for instance, during the April and at this kilometer place, that we have here restricted area. What I mean by restricted area, for instance, there is an environmental restriction. We cannot perform our work there until the time passed. Or another part is that we have here the culvert. It might be given to other subcontractor. So we cannot perform our work here. So let's say we'll have activity here, and we are able to see that our activity starts in the beginning of the March, and supposed to end here. However, we have here the clash. So the TILOS helps to analyze the clash detection, and to reduce it, we also there is a possibility to avoid this clash detection just by moving the activity to 1 week later. Moreover, as you can see on the right side, this is a traditional Gantt chart view. We have activity 1 and activity 2, task 1, task 2, which we cannot see that there is a clash. However, we are able to see the clash on the TILOS. So let's say the first activity, we postponed it for 1 week later, and another activity has a clash because it has a different work rate. So what we do in this case, we are able to move it as well and put the distance lags between the activities. For instance, we can put in the daily basis, monthly basis, or the length basis. We can say it's the 2 kilometers lag between each activity. TILOS has a integration with the GIS module, with a graphical illustration. We use, in this case, we use a standard application, Google Earth. As you can see, we have here the project. Now we have the main activities. Let's say we have here the earthworks, the structural works, track works, or HT lines. This is the main activities. And let's say on Monday, April 22nd, we are able to see that our crew start working on this distance and is performing this part of the project. Another crew is working here and the rest of here. When we move to the May 6th, we can see that our crew moved. So this is a progress monitoring. Our crew moved to a different location. Okay. Or we can set it up so that we have two crews just starting from the beginning and from the end of the project, and they'll have a meeting point here. So as the work is performed, each activity is performed, it is highlighted, and we are able to see where exactly our activity and our crew is right now. What is our progress? Some of the reports which we are able to provide. Just a second. As the TILOS has a quite good reporting system, where in one page we are able to provide the resource allocation, the labor hours, the cost and income, the cash flow, the quantity, and the resources as well. So these are the all histograms which are able to put in one page as a report. This can be the time basis or the distance basis as well. TILOS has a big advantage with the integrating with the other systems. For instance, you are the master user of Primavera or MS Project or Astapower project. You are able to transfer your data information, your project to TILOS from the Gridboard or Excel, or from the MS project, from the P6 and the Astapower project using the XML format. So where do we use actually TILOS? We are able to use TILOS at any project stage, whether it is a feasibility studies, overall plan, production plan, or special cases. Also, it's used in the pre-design, planning, procurement, execution, and the claims, and it can be used by the owners, engineering companies, subcontractors, contractors, or suppliers as well. So summarizing my presentation, I'd like to say that we are able to use TILOS at any project stage level. In project stage level, whether you have ongoing project, we can implement it to TILOS, or you have a tender stage, we are able to prepare your project as you have required, and you have a multiple choice. Okay, now I'll go to the live demonstration of the project. Okay, let me start TILOS first. Okay, we create the our project starting from the clicking by the new. TILOS has a predefined template. You can adjust the template. You can create your own template, which you will be using. If you are doing mostly the road or highway construction project, you can set it up one TILOS template which will be used in a different project. So in this case, we'll take the general template. Okay, setting up the project, we have the project name, the distance unit, whether it's meters, kilometer plus, then the start distance, at distance of the project, start date, the end date. Now we are able to set it up the base and time unit, and we can set it up the default calendar, or we can adjust any calendar which you would like. You can create your own calendar according to your country requirements, whether you have holidays there or it is a winter period and you cannot perform the work. You can set it up on your calendar and create your project accordingly. So these functions are adjustable even after you create and after you did your project. You can adjust all this data. Say like that. Say. So this is the TILOS interface. Okay. We have a TILOS Explorer for the quick navigation. We have a ribbon buttons for the quick inserting the task buttons, the rectangles. We are able to add the lines, task groups, or the tasks. Also, as the TILOS use the cell system base, like in Excel, each cell has a different configuration settings, and our master cell is the main time distance working area. By clicking here, we are able to see that all data which we enter to the main area will affect on the rest of the cells. So if you can see the lines, these are all connected. Okay. All right. So let's say we have a start project from the zero and we have a project over the 10 kilometers project, which will take around 5 months. And let's create this simple task. For instance, we have a topsoil stripping. This is a quick navigation where we have a library, and the library we have a task templates which are already predefined. As you can see, we have each task is predefined. Also, we are able to see it on our library part. Task libraries, task templates. Let's say we'll go to the earthworks and topsoil stripping. Each activity, well, one of our customers called it as a cosmetic works. However, it is true, it is a cosmetic works. We are able to set up the shape colors, then the pattern, as well as a display tab. It can be the rectangle, parallelogram. Just a second. Let me select and you'll be able to see the rectangle, parallelogram. Let's say we'll create, we are able to set it up. Now this is just a task. If you go to the task template, here we have a task groups, we have a shafts, piles, finalization. This is a already predefined task template which you can easily edit, add. Let's say I want to add here another activity, and it will be not the topsoil stripping but the trench closing. You can save it and you will have it. You will have the ability to easily enter this task by adding the, let's say, by the distance profile, important location. are playing. Range opening. Just a second, I will make it as a anyway, these are activities. Okay. Let me create one activity which will start from the 0 and will finish at the end of the project. So we are able to put the text annotation accordingly. We can put the name, the quantity, the unit time. Moreover, we are able to put the date. Let's say we can put the end date time. As you can see, we have here the end date already inserted. The ability of TILOS gives us a big opportunity to manipulate with activity. So, as I mentioned before, we can change the display of the activity, the coordinates. The coordinates are really important. We are able to put the exact start date, end date, and length, also the duration. Also, we are able to change the direction of the task. Let's say our crew will start not from the beginning of the project, but will start from the end and will go a different direction. So we're able to change it. Let's say we have the two crews and we would like to split this task. We'll split methods. We have the by the distance profile, by the sector profile, split into 3 parts, date or duration. This time we'll send by the distance, and let's say we'll have a split into 2 crews. As you can see right now, our activity is splitted. The linking option, we can say that once this activity is finished, we'll start another activity, and let me press reschedule. Now we are able to see, or we would like to indicate that there is a lag, let's say 4 days lag. We are able to see that after rescheduling, that this activity, in the red part, another part of the activity will start after 4 days, since this activity will finish. Okay. Even after splitting the task, we are also able to change our direction to indicate the link as a finish to start or start to start, start to finish. Calculate the meeting point, let's say the start to start. The reschedule. So right now this linking is as a start to start. We are also able to display on our main area the time grid, whether it's weeks or months or year. We are able to put it. So these cells are adjustable as well as these ones. So we are able also insert our location. Let's say when we go to the distance axis definition as a distance profile, we have where you can actually set it up your distance profiles. When you go to the important location part, we have a start. Let's say we'll enter on 1200. We have a intersection. On the 3000, we have a crossing. On a 4000, we have a culvert. And let's say on a 5000, we have a second intersection. Now we are able to see that these lines go all along the project, our working area. So even if you will perform the work somewhere here, you are able to see that which part of the intersections or where in the sections you are working in. So, as I mentioned before, the TILOS has a quite good graphical integration opportunity, so we can insert the graphic object from the symbol from the library, from the file, or OLE object. If you are working on an AutoCAD or similar program, you are able to get the elevation profile data from it if you have indicated there all the graphic here. So I would like to insert from the library, let's say. Is the TILOS logo, but I don't need it right now. Let's say the start orange and the talon work. No. Okay, just a second. I'll Okay, here what we have is our graphical illustration. And we would like to adjust this each crossing regarding to our crossing as well. So what we do in this case, click the scaling as a both axis. We'll adjust the position accordingly. Start distance from this 3000 until the 4000. Now we are able to see that this mile street is on a 3000, starting on a 3000, and will end at the Jefferson Street. However, I named it as a culvert, but let's say this is another crossing, and it will have a 4000. Okay. Do you have any questions until now? Okay, no questions. So let me show you some sample projects which is done by TILOS. Oh, this one. This is the Western High-Speed Diameter project in Russia. A sample report. If we go here, we are able to see that we have a graphical representation, we have a sectors, we have a station points, we have a kilometrage, then the cut and fill histogram of the main working area, the design works until this moment, the station works, and the reports histogram at the resource based, resource effort, materials. So this is a time based report. This is a distance based below this one. Resource distance based. Okay, another road project. I'm sorry, but I'm able to show only a few projects because due to the non-disclosure agreement with our customers, I'm not able to show the most part of our work. Let's say. So what we have here is a cut and fill histogram. We're able to see is a monthly basis or a section basis or a daily basis histogram, distance profile diagram, the graphical way as well, the main working area, as you can see, this is a way too complicated project. It's divided by the two parts. It's the same. This is a highway crossing project in Germany. All activities has a name. These people didn't want to put much more cosmetics on it. That's why it looks like this. Highway project in Norway. As you can see, we have defined the section, several section parts. Cut, mass balance works. Also the graphical illustration. These graphics are taken from the already predefined the TILOS library. Let's say we'll go to the reporting part. So here's a sample report at the earthworks, cut and fill reports, and the S-curve report as well. Then the tunnel site works, tunnel roof element works. These are the histograms shown based on the timely base. Moreover, I had the question that is it possible to show report, or let's say the view, not only in one page but for the separate activities? Yes, it is possible. Let's say we have an individual task report. It is possible to put in TILOS using the category or the filters in order to put the progress, earned value, actual, for each activity. So this is the activity. We have filtered each activity, and we are able to put on the separate paper the report as well as a performance dashboard, as the TILOS has a dashboard reporting. Let's say we have a planned progress, actual progress, planned progress for the topsoil activity, topsoil removal or pipe laying. It is indicated like in which sector, in which kilometer, which activity, and it's also shown as a Gantt chart. Just a standard Gantt chart reporting regarding the distance. Work type. This is a time-based. You're able to see on the time-based. If the previous file was on the distance-based, this is a time-based. Okay, I have received a question from Jor. Jor, it depends on where you are located, because we have local representatives who he was asking regarding the online course or the live training and the implementation part. Yes, we do provide. It depends on your location. If we'll contact you and we'll give you the proper information where you can take the courses or trainings. Okay, and this is the general view of the project. Let's say I will open this project right now, and we'll able to edit the data easily. So I have a project here. What we did it, we have indicated the elevation profile. This is the planned roadway. This is the let's say the elevation profile, the cut and fill activities, cut and fill amount. Let's say where and how many cubic meters we have to cut and fill. This cut and fill histogram regarding the intersection points. Let's say we have an intersection here. We have a road crossing, rail crossing, and the bridge here, and we have indicated that between each intersection, what is our cut and fill amount. Graphical representation project indicated the scale. Let's say we have a 4-kilometer project. We have indicated that we would like to see each 100 meters, the location names, location kilometrage. Then on the left side, we are able to see the day, the week, months, and years. On the right side, the histogram of the earthworks and pipeline. This bank holiday, it is already predefined on our calendar. So we have a project start date, the topsoil activity, the topsoil removal, the second part, and all are the links. Also, we're able to see the task list not only in this way, but if you got used to the traditional way, we're able to see our task list from here. We're able to see the name of the task ID, the WBS structure, to which sub-project these tasks are related, the calendar, task types, whether it's a hammock task or summary task, the milestone, start date, start time, end date and end time, duration, start distance, end distance, length, sector, if we have indicated this to the sectors, layers, quantity. So all information about the task we are able to find here, or just by clicking the task, we go to the, if it's work type, we have indicated it's a clearing, and the display, the coordinates, let's say we have a duration here, and actually it is automatically created the duration. The calculation, we have a quantity factor, you can input the quantity factor, the planned work rate, the quantity, and the duration. Also, we are able to put the units. Link and constraints as you can put the link, whether it is a predecessor or successor, or we can put the allocation of the resource. So in this part, we did not allocate any resource. So the allocation of the resource, it is really easy. Just clicking the part, you're able to allocate from the predefined template. You can edit all this allocation. You can create your own resource. Let's say we'll use the caterpillar. So we have already, when you create the resource, you have to put the currency, which currency you are using, the unit cost, operation model, whether it is a number, whether or the time-based or the project-based, or you have a permanent resource, you can indicate it is a permanent resource or it's a consumable resource. So by adding it, we are able to see that right now to this stack topsoil activity we have allocated the caterpillar, or by this way you are able to input many other resources. Okay, we have a question. Okay, Joe asked if we can see the sample we did in the vertical structures or building. If you would like, I can show you how to put the how we did the high-rise building. Let's say if I'm able to find it right now. Okay, just a second. Let me try to show here on the bridge part. Are we able to see the bridge part? So this is a summary task. When we click here, we're able to see that this summary task, that the WBS is divided to the other different part. Let me just remove this one. This is a culvert, and we have here the riverbed, then the walls, and the deck. So this everything is as recorded as summary task. Okay, we have a question from Tony. Like, does the TILOS support the multiple users environment, or is it a standalone software or server based? Well, we have several types of the TILOS, which is a USB stick, which you will have the TILOS installed and licensed on your USB, or we have a floating license and a standalone license. As floating license, the network license, which the license will be stored in the server, and any user will be able to connect to the server and get the license in order to work with TILOS. Tanya asked what kind of IT infrastructure is required for installing TILOS. TILOS has a minimal configuration criteria, so it doesn't require the strong machine as, for instance, Revit or AutoCAD requires. So this is really easy application, let's say, easy way, easy go application. All right. Ethan asked the question, can it be possible that TILOS 9 files save as a TILOS version 8? Unfortunately, the TILOS 9 cannot give you the possibility to decrease the format and the version. So if you saved your project in a TILOS 9 version, you have to open it on a TILOS 8. However, the TILOS 8 projects are able to open on TILOS 9. Okay, Tony, I received your question. I will answer you by the email today. And Stephanus as well, because right now I have already exceeded my time limit. So sorry for this. I will write you email. If required, we are able to give the one-to-one webinar. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for dedicating your precious time for this. And have a good day.